Welcome back. As we told you, the big mover today is Satyam. Earlier, some details came out on the bidding process. Joining us now, BK Modi of Spice Communications. He has indicated his interest in the past in the company. Mr. Modi, thanks for joining us, sir. First, a take on the details that have emerged, which is that there will be fresh equity of 31% and a 20% open offer. Are you okay with those modalities, sir?
Well, I see it is as 51 because in any case you have to deposit the money for 51 because open offer money has to be deposited beforehand. And I would like to see that the change of management takes place on day one because anybody who is putting 31 plus 20, and I'm told that you can also top up even if 20% of share does not come in the market. So that means in a way it is a 51% which is being offered. And if that is true, then what they have to make sure that the management transfer takes place on day one.
You're saying before the open offer opens, the company that is interested or has put in a bid should take control of the company's operations. Correct, Mr. Modi?
Yeah, that's right. Because what they have said is not only open offer. If the share does not come to open offer, which we feel will not come, then you can top up by new shares. So ultimately, it may happen that 51% new shares have to be issued if it's only a chance given to the existing shareholder. And the price at which open offer is there is the auction price. So what you have to do is you have to put, because open offer money has to be deposited beforehand with the bank. So in fact, the company who is bidding will have to put money out for 51% share.
Mr. Modi, we also understand from sources that the process is likely to start fairly early, perhaps within the next week or so, but there are no details that are being provided at this point of the financial situation that Satyam is in. Failing that, sir, will you still be open to putting in a bid for 51%? You're okay with that?
Yeah. We have always said that we will put the bid as a base process. As long as the auction process is transparent. And even this 31-20 has to be very, very transparent. It should not be favoring people who are having, say, 12% or 10% share. Because anybody who is putting 31 plus 20 should be put by everybody. It's not that the people who have shares don't have to put that much money.
Mr. Modi, this is Sajid here from Bombay Studios. The press release is fairly silent on the eligibility criteria or of the bidders in the sense, apart from the net asset criteria, it doesn't talk about whether prior experience is required. So what is it exactly you're looking in the RFP when it comes out in terms of other criteria which might be required in the entire process?
Well, I said let's be an auction process. They have put minimum criteria of the amount which is required. That could be the criteria which relate to 51% of the equity. Because on one side they have said you have to put 31 plus 20, which is 51. Yeah. And secondly, they have said that you must have so much net worth, so much money. For us, that much money is in the bank, so it doesn't make a difference whether they ask for net worth or for the money. So we are talking of cash net worth, not the book net worth.
And what about the experience in running an IT company? Will that be also one of the criteria which you will be willing to look at? Because the press release doesn't mention about it.
I think there is nothing like criteria of running an IT company. The IT company talent is inside the company. I've been saying that the people are inside the company, and that's why the talent already exists in the company. What you require is a proper board and a shareholder who is able to commit money inside the company. So what you require is a corporate governance, and if a person has experience of running any public limited company, that is sufficient.
Mr. Modi, let me come back to that total net asset in excess of $150 million, which is what the Satyam press release has indicated that anyone who puts in a bid should have. There is an expectation that may be an indicator of what kind of price will be set forth for Satyam, whether it's for the 31% stake or for the open offer price. Would you say, sir, there is some connection between the two, and that could probably indicate the kind of reserve price they are looking for?
I think this is a good idea that instead of putting a reserve price, they have put a criteria of $150 million net assets. And I think that by that they mean cash, because that asset in today's business, all this balance sheet, what is coming out, what does it mean has to be clear. It should be net cash in the company, because unless the company has cash, they can't put money for 51. So I think it's a fair amount of thing. Once we have put that money inside the bank as a bid amount, minimum, then they can use that as a minimum bid amount of 51.
But do you as well, Mr. Modi, feel that this $150 million is probably indicative of the kind of amount they're looking at for the reserve price, or rather for the price that per share for the stock?
I think they are looking at this price as a capability of putting minimum money, and they may be looking for $150 million worth of guarantee or deposit for 51% share, because it has to be 51, where the money which is being put is not for 31, it's 31 plus 20, and that has to go beforehand. Because in a public offer, you can't make a public offer unless you put the money first with the bank.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Modi, but I think you've indicated in the past that you were actually open to 51% plus a top-up through the open offer. You're okay with this stipulation that's been set out now, which is 31% plus 20% through the open offer, and then, of course, a separate process, if not enough, is garnered in the open offer?
No, we have always said that it should be clear management takeover, and 51% should be assured, and public offer does not assure whether 20% will come from not. But as long as there is a garner there, that whatever is left, you have to garner up, that's okay. The only thing I'm saying is that it should not favor the people who have shareholding inside the company. Those shares should be kept out of this 20% garner up.
Sajid?
Mr. Modi,
20% has to be popped up, even if public offer does not come, should not be applicable to the people who have existing shares.
Mr. Modi, the press release is fairly silent on the eligibility of the investor. Are you open to non-IT players participating in the entire bid process?
Yeah, I have no problem with that. IT people are inside the company. That does not require to be brought from outside. What you bring from outside is whatever gaps, whoever people have left. Those people position has to be seen whether they can be filled from inside or not. But I think the first chance should be given to the people who are inside the company.
Mitali?
Mr. Modi, I'm sure you've been in dialogue on this entire process for a long time. Do you expect to see, sir, any details emerge before the bidding process is actually opened up on the financial status, or do you think there's going to be silence perhaps on what the financial liabilities are, or what the net worth of the company is, but the bidding process will be opened up in any case?
I think bidding process has nothing to do with the books of the accounts, because that has been made clear that is not available. So it has to be on as and whereas basis. And we have said that we are okay with that as long as the auction process. And I'm waiting for a proper auction process, because it should not favor anybody and it should be very transparent. This 3120 should also be very, very transparent, that people who have existing shares those shares should not qualify for 3120. That is over and above the existing shares.
Just working on this $150 million figure though, Mr. Modi, it works out to a price on Satyam which is far lower than what the current market price of the stock is. I know you're in London. The stock's trading at about 42 rupees as we speak, and it surged almost 20% today. What to your mind would be fair value for the share if indeed there are going to be no financial details emerging and a bid will have to be put in regardless of that or minus any financial details?
Well, the price which you are seeing in the market is also without any financial details, because the market is not informed of what's happening. And we have seen this, the price goes up and down very fast. So you can't take market price as a determination. Tomorrow, if some new news comes, the market goes down. We have seen in the case of banks that price fall by 70-80% over a week or something like that. So I think the market reacts to whatever information they have. Today, they may not have enough information. As more information will flow, the market price at the time of exact on the date of bid, what it will be, I think it is very difficult for anybody to discuss.